on this computer. All right, hello and welcome to 2023 summer scheduling webinar. This is actually, I was thinking about it, and I think legitimately it's the third time we've ever done this, like specifically. Last year and years prior, I've made like a huge bulletin board, but I spent so much time on this big bulletin board and I realized that my kids just would rather me tell them what's happening the next day than actually look on a board. So I have moved away from the board. However, if you're a family who likes big visuals, my friend Carrie is really big at visuals. Maybe I can get her to send me a picture of hers because I know she's already made it. But it just depends on what works for your family. But what I have found as I have now become more, well, I feel like everybody's kind of home for the summer if you have kids, is having people end up, as much as summer is so refreshing and we're out of schedules and we don't have to make lunches. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to make lunches because our children need to eat, but we're out of this like almost like hurried idea is that what ends up happening is the whole summer happens and we end up feeling almost burnt out and overdone and maybe over consumed, and we've eaten too much and we've drank too much, and we've almost like 2.5 months of just whatever, and now we're supposed to come back to reality, and it makes it almost like it takes like 2.5 months to do that. And what I have found is really keeping us on a schedule, and if not even technically it's more than a schedule, but without them feeling like that, is really the happy medium. Because then what ends up happening is you come back from chaos and you ease back in and you're almost like, oh wow, like school's no big deal. It's just we're right back into the swing of things. So that's kind of where this kind of stemmed from. And I really want to start with you because I think that there's this idea that it's summer's like all about our kids, all about, you know, them having fun and them making memories and all these things. And I think that there's this component that makes the world go round, and that person's name is you. And so if we're not taking care of ourselves and figuring out how to ensure we're working, making, moving and eating right, and not just eating the fair food or the waterside food or the wherever we are, then it's just one more layer to making your summer even better. Because I really do think you can come out of summer being like, man, not only did my kids learn 90 days of Bible verses, but they also, I got healthy and they learned healthy habits. And I actually read this today that your habits are, what did it say? I just put it in my stories. It was so good. Hold on. It said, poor health runs in my family. It's genetic. No, habits run in your family. And most families eat the same, think the same, and have the same lifestyle. Stop doing what your family's doing and you'll get a different outcome. Obviously, that's a little harsh. But that's really the reality, is we get to be the setup for our kids' success, right? So I have kind of a list of things that I think as moms we need to do for ourselves first, and then we'll get into the kiddos. Okay. So number one, depending on what your schedule looks like for the summer. So for me personally, I would like to be wrapped up with like almost my own like work personal by 9 a.m. So that at 9 a.m. I can be totally intentional with my kids. We can sit down and we can do a Bible study. We can, maybe depending on what we're headed for the day. Now during lunch, if I need to do a little like, maybe a little more work, I do that. But I think that, so if I know by 9 a.m. I want to be done, that means I'm up and at 'em, right? Like we can't just snooze our entire summer away and hope that we're going to feel energetic to keep up with our kids. Because I'll tell you what, if you wait to get up with your kids, what's going to happen is you're going to be bitter and you're going to be tired and you're going to be moody. And then you're going to set the tone for what happens for the rest of your day. So if you can kind of get ahead of your kids, ahead of, all of what's going on. And there's two things here. You could wait, you could do all of your work and your, devotionals and all that jazz. You could do that before they get up, and you could put your daily movement with them. You know, maybe you're going for a walk every day. I actually saw this really great thing, and it was like 100-mile. It was like 100-mile checklist, so that every day their goal is to get 100 miles for the summer. And I think that at any age you can do that, right? Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever. Maybe they end up with 200 miles as they get to be a little bit older, but giving them the our like 1 mile loop is a great loop for our, you know, our dog needs daily exercise. I like to walk every day. And so I think that giving them that, you know, when you make your little summer schedules, and we'll go over that, is putting a little checklist, and it's got 100 boxes, and they get to color in as they complete 1 mile. It's just another thing. And that's such a great, healthy habit for them to have. A couple here, just some little tricks here. Make sure you're having food before you're having coffee. When we blast our bodies with coffee right out of the gate, we are literally wrecking havoc on our metabolism and our hormones. So learning to have food before that. So what are you eating? What are you prepping? You know, I've recently come on to these, you know, learning kind of what you should be eating before you work out, which is, you know, more of a protein carbohydrate versus a heavy fat. A heavy fat's going to is going to be harder to burn during a workout than, say, a protein and a carbohydrate. So maybe figuring out what you can make ahead of time so that it's already in the fridge. You're just grab and go. Whether it's like a chia pudding or maybe some coconut yogurt with some hemp and some nuts on there. And if you haven't received my hormone reset, the 14 days, it is full of fantastic, easy recipes that are great for the morning, and just get your body, your metabolism kick-started right away, your hormones working correctly, your metabolism boosted, and away you go. So having a plan for your food is going to be crucial for your own success. So maybe that, before we got kickstarted on this call, you know, these are great. Like if you're going to the water slide park, we spend a lot of time at Carowinds in the summer. These are fantastic. Throw them in your cooler bag, and now you have a, 260 calorie, 20 grams of protein meal. A much better choice than the pizza that I would probably end up eating, because there's not a lot of choices at these places, right? So make a meal plan for yourself that you can easily stick to. Lots of, making easy snacks for yourself, like even just like some nuts and some blueberries and some dark chocolate, easy snacks. And then, going from there. So food before coffee. If you haven't tried this AM elixir, I actually just read another really fun fact. I was going to share that with the group today. Hang on. That ginger, hang on, I did not know this till today. And now it makes sense. By adding ginger to your diet, where did this go? Here it is. Ginger daily. You ready for this? No flatulence and good digestion. Less sore throat and cough, less inflammation, no acid reflux, no morning sickness, no headache, soothes tooth pain, and better blood flow. Did you know? I had no idea that ginger, but now that I've paid attention, because I've been drinking this morning elixir for about a month now, I'm not going to say that I was a gassy person, but I was absolutely a gassy person. And I feel like I'm not the stinky person in the house anymore. That's a lie. There's way stinkier people. I won't tell you who it is, but I'm sure you could probably guess. Maybe you couldn't. Maybe you're actually at a loss at which person in my house is stinky. I'd love to hear your guesses. It seems like a fun thing to ask. And then I can judge that, and I can tell everyone that they thought that that person was the stinky person. So rude. Anyway, so if you haven't had the AM elixir, it's very simple. 3 ounces of water, a teaspoon of ginger, a pinch of cinnamon, and a tablespoon of honey, and a tablespoon of lemon juice. You just warm up your water, mix it together, and take it to the face. No need to sip on it, because all the stuff will get at the bottom if you wait too long. And then you're going to just be drinking straight ginger. And let me tell you, it goes down a little spicy. So that's my 2 cents worth. Just drink it fast. And then at nighttime, do the same exact thing, less honey, less lemon juice, but add mint. So like some mint leaves, and drink it warm. It's obviously there's phenomenal benefits from it across the board. So anyway, so AM Elixir, making sure you're getting your supplements. That's gonna aid with your, your mood, your digestion, things that turn you off in the summer. So like, what are those things for me? Like making sure I'm taking stress away, which is just like a natural Xanax. Let's put it like it is. Basically, is what it is. And the reality is, when you're home with people 24/7, stress is a matter. It's very natural. I think that we think that we're supposed to be like superhuman, and the truth is like raising humans is very stressful, and we're not meant to be like superhuman and be able to manage that. So having some natural supplements to add to your life that's a good thing. It's never, don't feel bad about that. I think I had in my head that like I was supposed to be superhuman, and the truth is I'm not. So anyway, so obviously, if you want to add in your daily movement before your kiddos, great. If you want to do it with them, great. But that's kind of, you want to back that out. So whatever that looks like, I kind of like the idea of doing my devotional when they're doing theirs, but then at the same time, there's this component of questions that throws me when I'm concentrating, and it really annoys me. So maybe I need that on my own. So you know what I mean? Just kind of figuring out what's your ebb and flow. And then set up your kids, like, get the table ready, and maybe you have, so I have obviously 4 to 10. Everybody requires something a little bit different. And so like my 4-year-old, he's something else if he can't watch his show in the morning. And that's okay, because he's 4. And everyone got that when they were 4 too. So to me giving like, okay, if you wake up before 8 a.m., there might be a show, but then at 8 a.m. the show goes off. And now there's like a component of earning your screen time for the rest of basically for the rest of the day. Now, hopefully your kids aren't like super like smart and be like, oh, I'm just going to wake up at like 6 a.m. and I'll get all my TV. I mean, that's like a little bit crazy. If they do that, then you may need to come up with a different plan, but I don't think kids are that smart. So I shouldn't say they're not that smart. They're super smart. But anyway, so that's sort of, and then set them up, like get their devotionals. So after this, I am in my wellness community. I'm going to post all of the devotionals that I got for the kids. So I got one that has 90 Bible verses, and it's got like a little journaling area, and then they can color in the verse. So I have one, so that's like 90 days. So summer's basically 90 days in so many words. It's about a 90-day summer. Mine starts on Thursday. So I don't know what you guys, summer starts. Hopefully mine starts Thursday. So getting that all set up for them, their breakfast, their vitamins, and then setting up that for them. So a devotional, or actually a Bible study they got for us as a family is called My Brother's Keeper. That's what it's called. I'll link all of this in my wellness group, but basically it's a Bible study that's all about siblings and helping them to, and this is good from ages like 5 and up. Even 4 and up would comprehend. You might just not get the focus that you're looking for. I know I won't, but we're good at distracting him. So that's something we're going to do this summer. We're going to start with that study, and we're probably going to aim to do it like 4 days a week, and then until we're done. It's usually about 20 days total, and then we'll find something else and we'll move forward through that. So I will link that for you. Just, I think there's never been a better time to help your kids, if they have siblings, how to raise up that relationship, because family at the end of the day in this wild world that we're living in is just, it's essential to all of us, and our success. So as a family, just to keep that unity there. So teaching them that is going to be huge, and I've wanted to do this Bible study for so long, so I'm super excited. I have a reading bingo card. So we're going to get into checklists here in a second, but it's really fun. It's like I read a chapter book in the trampoline, and like it's got all these different categories, and you basically have to fill it in, and you get a whole bingo card, and it's like super fun. So I'll share that. Actually, it's with my daughter's new school. I was like randomly on their website bopping around, and they were like, here's our reading bingo. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. So I will share again all these resources in there. And then the last thing I was going to say is to have a sit down with your kids before summer starts. Talk about expectations. Talk about, and you may have to have this every Sunday, truth be told. Kids have short memories. So, expectations, what's on their wish list? What are they hoping to see this summer? So that you can help some of those things come true. If it's like, hey, I've always wanted to go, fishing, then make sure they go fishing, like silly little things. Have a sit down and ask what's on your wish list, what's on your summer bucket list that you would like to see. And maybe they need some ideas, which is great. I will give you a whole list of them also in our resource section. And then the last thing that I would create is this is kind of fun. So it's like you take popsicle sticks. I used to do these with their board sticks. So like you take all the popsicle sticks and you write like chores on them. So if your kids are like, I'm bored. So every time they say I'm bored, you give them the jar and they have to pull something from the jar. And basically, sometimes they're fun things too. And it's like, go play Jenga because you never play it. But sometimes they're like, go do baseboards because I can't listen to you tell me that you're bored one more time, right? You can decide what kind of kids. I don't know what kind of kids you got. I have a little bit of both. They're both need chores and they need fun. But I saw this one yesterday and it was a drawing stick. So it was like pull a stick and there was like 100 different ideas to draw. And I just thought that was so fun because like my kids, everyone likes to draw in my house. And we buy these things. We buy just like these big, we get them off Amazon. Oh, it doesn't even have the front cover on it, but they're just like big board and they're just plain paper. And everybody has one and we use, and it just becomes their like sketch pads. Actually, I steal them because I love pencil and I love paper. Like this is my summer schedule, right? So anyway, it's fine that I stole it, but get like little pads for your kids. And then maybe like you could put on the front of it, like summer 2023, like drawing challenge or something. And then every day they pull a stick, each person gets a turn and they, you do this at the table and you do your best to draw the farm or the goat or the chicken. I don't know what's on these drawing things. But I do have a list that I have to make. So anyway, okay. So those are kind of the suggestions. Now I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to show you first thing. So I'm going to get you, I'll give you this blank sheet so that you can fill it out, but you can laminate it and then you could, use this. And this is basically what, it is just you can just fill it in. It's very simple. And let me actually pull up, hang on, one that is completed. Okay. Do you see the one that's completed? No. Okay. I know it's like weird sometimes with okay, so like here's a completed one. But you laminate them. And so if they're like, hey mom, I really want to go to the creek, or I want to go whatever, it's like a free day and you guys don't have anything going on, or maybe you need 2 hours. And so this is kind of what you work with. And, you can decide if they complete their checklist, what their reward is. With my big kids, it's putting money in we use, green light accounts, so that they can kind of see their money on count. And then they can, my husband can teach them how to like, invest. And it's like a really great app. If you want that, I can send you that link. I'm pretty sure I'm still an affiliate with them because that's, what I do. But you can decide, like, if they complete this whole card at the end of the week, maybe it's like, hey, here's, $30, or it's $40, or I don't know, you decide. Or it's every day you get an hour of screen time. You can go play an hour of uninterrupted Nintendo. I don't know, whatever works in your family is going to be what works in your family. But what I want to give you is some examples of, and I wrote these down. Hang on, I put them in my phone here. I wanted to give you some examples for different age groups because I think that's important. So, okay. So here are some examples for ages 3 to 4 to 5. Make your bed, straighten your bedroom, dust, dry dishes and put them away, make simple snacks, use handheld vacuum, clear the kitchen table, wipe down doorknobs, put your clothes away, feed pets, unload dishwasher. So those are some like cleaning examples that you could create for each kid. And then for 5 and 6, sweep, dishwasher, mop, match clean socks, weed garden, rake leaves, fold clothes, replace the toilet rolls, make simple food, peel potatoes and carrots, put away items and organize an area, and wipe off table. If I'm going too fast, just let me know. Am I going too fast? No, good. And then here's like 8 to 9, load dishwasher, clean toilets, clean mirrors, sweep porch, wash laundry, walk dogs, fold and put away laundry, bring empty garbage can in, put groceries away, make scrambled eggs, wipe sink and vanity. So we really stick to the like cleaning schedule that I do through the year. If you know, I keep this is like crucial for summer. So we do, mirrors and windows Monday, mirror Monday. And basically everyone knows the mirrors that they can clean. And I just keep my like Shaklee cleaning supplies I have some in the top and some in the bottom. They know how to do all that. And the biggest thing I can give you is have zero expectation for the job well done. Unless they're 8, then I do believe there is a level of you're doing it just to do it instead of making sure it's done correctly. So just so you know. So like at 6, like I don't really care what that window's probably going to be more streaky when they're done with it than it was before we started. But when you're 8, you can actually look at the window and understand the concept. Does that make sense? So you can do that. Toilet Tuesday. So, teaching them to spray the stuff, clean the toilet, wipe down the toilet, wipe around the toilet. I usually do that for our Wednesdays, wipe down Wednesday. So we dust, we clean counters, and I just keep our our Shaklee cleaning wipes everywhere. The only thing I do is I tell them to follow with like a rag because they get a little bit wet and they leave a lot of streaks. So it's like clean, rag, clean, rag. So that's kind of your W. Tidy up Thursday. So this is just kind of making sure that, things are just, I feel like by Thursday, things have gotten a little carried away. So kind of everybody has an area, just tidy up whatever area you need them to tidy. And then floors Friday, vacuum. You can do vacuum, you can do mopping, you can do whatever you guys got going on in your house. And then Saturday we don't really do anything. And then Sunday we just do a big like family tidy up just as we head into the week. So that's kind of those are the cleaning things that we do. But you can take advantage of these kiddos in the summer in a good way. This is a great opportunity to teach, but like if you want to work, you want to wipe down walls or you want to wipe down, today we're taking the guest room. Everybody, here's your cleaner. Here's your, we're going to do the baseboards and we're going to do this. And we all do it together. And think of how fast you can clean rooms in your house just by showing them, okay, we're going to do the blinds. We're going to do the doorknobs. We're going to do the walls. We're going to do the doors. We're going to, dust and bada bing, bada boom. That's it. So keep it simple, but also at the same time, this is learning, like we talked about in the beginning, like we are our habits. Our kids are our habits. So teach them the good ones. Teach them what it looks like to maintain a home. So much good stuff happens from that. Okay. So those are kind of like your checklist. And I would say that this is, you can make this as long as possible. I did pick up the, what are they called? Like, I think they're called Quest. Maybe not Quest. Can't remember the name of, but it's like for the grade that they're going into. So you could have them do like 4 pages of the workbook. So like if they're going into 5th grade, then you have them do the 5th grade workbook. I just get the ones from Target, but you could get anywhere. You could get them online. You could, pick up a homeschool curriculum for the summer and just have them do, 5 pages. It's so important to keep them like learning. Taking 2.5 months off for a kid is very challenging for their brain to come back and be like, oh wait, we have to do math. Oh wait, I have to do this. Like that's hard for them. So the more you can keep them learning in the summer, the better. But I would make this kind of your like prereq before, they want to do screen time. Or if you're having a dull day, then like, hey, let's, this is your plan. This is our plan today. We're going to work through the list, and then you're going to, then you can play screen time, or you can do what, go off into the wilderness, whatever you want to do. That is that's kind of your plan. But that's sort of the list, I try really hard not to limit screen time in our home. It's pretty rare at this point. I don't think I could go like the whole week without it for the summer. I feel like my brain wouldn't quite work. And I think, you gotta be mindful of yourself too. So making sure that you're setting yourself up for success as well. If you need a minute and you've got some work to do, then set them up for, we all know that they're distracted when they're watching a show or playing a game. So, and I don't know about your kids, but when my kids play video games, I feel like they're more communicative to one another than they are otherwise. They fight when they're not playing video games, but when they play together. Like it's like it's like exercise. I don't even know what's happening up there, but it's like, they're basically the characters in the game. So, okay. Any questions about that, or anything that you want to?
Didn't you say, I feel like I caught this a while back. Didn't you say something about like each person has their own day for like sheet washing too, when it comes to your cleaning stuff?
Yeah. So, okay, well, I'll tell you in advance, we're not huge sheet washers in this family. Before you judge me, we bathe a lot. I would rather bathe my children than wash my sheets. That's literally my MO. So once a month, we do bedding. So, but once a week we do bedding. So usually Mondays we do like someone's room's getting bedding. And when we do someone's room's getting bedding, we do their towels, the bath mat, everything. So we just kind of make that part of your plan. And I would go on and say, actually, I'll wrap this up with kind of what your game plan should be Sunday nights, and we'll circle back to laundry. But yes, I would absolutely just pick a day. Avery's the second week, Carter's the third week, the boys are the fourth, and we're the first or whatever. But we bathe a lot. Our kids are still young. I think if I had a 16-year-old, I would probably be washing the sheets more. But right now they're not gross and stinky yet. Getting there. We're moving towards that in our life. 3 boys is going to eventually be disgusting. But right now I'm just embracing their little cute little stinky bodies and, calling it a day. But yes, we do a lot of baths. And then in the summer, we're in the pool every day. I mean, we're not in the water. You can't not be in the water in the South. You'd die of too much heat. So, okay. Anything else with chores, devotionals? Any of that? No. Okay. Okay. Now planning your summer. So I like to have, obviously I'm like a totally a teacher at heart, but without the teacher at heart part. Like I have the heart of a teacher, but I don't, no, that's not the right thing. I have the to-do list of a teacher, but not the heart of a teacher. There it is. Those are my two opposites. I like structure. I like structure because I think people thrive. We all thrive in structure. So Mondays, I like, move it Monday, make it Monday, make money Monday, music Monday. And then I basically create. So what I like to do is I put down on my sheet. So I know it's in pencil and this is really hard to read, but I basically have June, July, and part of August. And so I know, so right out of the gate, my kids do a theater camp, a Christian theater camp, like the first 2 weeks of summer break. So I don't really have to come up with anything, they're pretty much golden. But come the 19th of June and the 26th of June and the 10th of July and the 17th of July and the 24th of July and the 31st of July, I need to come up with all of those Mondays. So that's kind of how I gear it up. And I just come up with fun things like Make Money Monday is so much fun. Like every year, last year on the 4th of July, we did like a huge lemonade and donuts, and we donated all the money to military. And so it was just, coming up with fun ideas like that. But like, so you basically want to take a list and put down all of your Mondays, and come up with a plan. And guys, honestly, if you just go into Pinterest and you look up, move it Monday, what does that mean? What am I moving? Or maybe you go to the trampoline park, or make it Monday could be order a couple Kiwi Cocos, and or you make bird feeders. Those are so much fun. And then you hang them all over the trees and you watch the birds, and it's like the greatest thing ever. But yes, um, yeah, if you come up with, if you're looking for things to find, like fill in those holes. And also if you just look up, just so in case you're like, Kim, I have 9 Mondays, or I have 6 and I didn't give you enough things, just do daily themes for summer break. Okay. In Pinterest, it'll decide it for you. But we'll go through these. Okay. So Tuesday, take a trip. Can't read my own writing. Wow. Time. Nope, no idea what that says. It's a whole new word. Tasty, make something, maybe you guys try new recipes every Tuesday. That could be super fun. And then Tourist Tuesday. Maybe pick a new place every Tuesday and go visit it. Could just be a park. Unfortunately, if you live where I live, you can't just go to a park, you would die. But you can go to water parks, or you can go find, whatever, anything. Or maybe it's tourist Tuesday, and you just go try out everybody's pool in their neighborhoods, that you just find new people that you need, hey, do you live in Barbara? Can I come play in your pool? That's fine. Just do what you need to do. Wednesday, Water Wednesday, What's Cooking Wednesday, Whatever Wednesday. Thursday, actually thought about this morning as I was walking. I'd like to have a component this year of like service every week, like something we do that's like a volunteer activity. Our church does not allow my age kids, like they don't create activities for my age kids to serve, but I think I could probably do some research and find somewhere where maybe we can serve every Thursday, even if it's just for a couple hours. I think that's the thing. This doesn't have to be something all day. If you think about, you've got your list, and now you're, basically they're free up till lunch. Now you're having, maybe they have some free time between, breakfast and lunch. And then after they've finished their jobs. And now you're headed out after lunch, and it's that one thing that you're doing, but it's that one memory that you can have, so Thoughtful Thursday, Theater Thursday, Theme Park Thursday, and then Friday, Foodie Friday. This one I'm going to do for sure is like Friend Friday. So I'm going to make sure I like connect with a bunch of moms before school's over, so I know some numbers, and make sure like everybody invites a friend over on Friday. And that's, we add to the fun. Somewhere Fun Friday, Foodie Friday, said that already. Yeah. And that's kind of how I gear my summer. And what I would do is I would create like, I would just go like, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I would just chart it. I'm such a pen and paper. I don't ever put anything in some sort of computer. It's going to be like this till the day I die. But like this, I would just go like this, and then I would count, right? Like, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Tuesdays. So then I would come up with something for each Tuesday. And one of the books that I'm going to share with you guys in my little like a resource guide is it's really cute. I think I'm like super excited. The only thing that's going to throw my summer is all the sleepovers my children are going to try to have. I'm like, can you guys not? Can you just stay home? I'm ready for you. Can you just stay here with me? No. This is what it looks like. Let me show you. So cute. I think this is it. Read it, write it, draw it. This one's really cute. This isn't the one I was thinking, but it basically like has you assess the day. I think this is it. Yeah, AM. So the way it's formatted, it doesn't show me the picture of the book, but it's like This prayer journal is designed to deepen children's relationship with the Lord as they contemplate God, gratitude, and scripture throughout the day. So in the AM, they praise and acknowledge God, specific scripture or something positive to reflect on, why today's going to be a great day, what there is to be grateful for, and current thoughts and feelings. And then there's a PM section that you could do at dinner, or you could do it around the pool. We do a lot of dinners at the pool in the summer. But it's got PM, praising, acknowledging God, the best part of the day, something they did well today, something that they learned, and then prayer for others or themselves. And really, like, what a sweet keepsake to have summer after summer. I don't, my boys aren't gonna like love it, but well, one of them will, but the other will be like, I don't have time for this. Where's my friends? But it's fine. I think it would be, even if it's something I keep by their bed and I'm like, hey, listen, you're gonna wind down now anyway. Why don't we, let's do this together. I just think there could be it would just be such a beautiful thing to do. So, anyway, I'll share all these links with you guys, but so that's kind of how I wrap up. So I just picked 7 Tuesdays. I got 5 Wednesdays. We sign up for a lot of VBS camps. Not a lot. I really only try to do, because a lot of times they're the same theme and then they go to it's really not very much fun. It's like, hey mom, I learned this last week. But I try to do one. There's like one in the area that is during the day. I don't like night stuff at nighttime. I feel like everyone's worn out. I'm worn out. No one wants to go to VBS at 6:30 p.m. So, but that's just me. But yeah, this will just kind of help you. And is it going to be perfect? No. Or sometimes you're not going to do that thing. Absolutely. But this is where this final little piece of scheduling your summer is going to come from. So make Sundays your, like, Sunday afternoon, make it a time to plan and include your kids. Like, hey, listen, this is what we got going this week. Is there anything that, happened last week that maybe you didn't like or you want to change? Did you feel too rushed? Did you feel, get their ask their perspective of what they perceive the week to be, and maybe some things that they would like to see happen. Kids love to be included in what they, even though you may not really put what happens into, hopefully you maybe do, but listening to them and having them play into what you're doing will only help you more. And so really, like, and the same goes for you. Like, if you're, obviously we all have jobs. Like, I'm not, I got things to do in the summer. I'm not just mom. I have a business, I have a home, I have things that have to keep happening. And so being honest with your kids about that, like, listen, hey, I've got X, Y, and Z. Oh, I just thought of something that I forgot to tell you guys to put on your kids' checklist. And I wouldn't call it a chore list. I think you can change that. I would call it like their list to thrive or something positive. Change the name chore. But get on there, 10 push-ups every day, 10 sit-ups every day. I will tell you, not only are your kids going to learn strength, but like, okay, what are they doing in gym class? What did my kids do? They were tested on push-ups every week. Do you know who won every single week in their push-up class in their, against their entire, in the whole school, but all of 4th grade? Avery. Every year, every day, every week. She did the most push-ups on her hands, no knees. She was never done. Carter, what does he win? He's the fastest kid in his all of 2nd grade, because we work at that, right? Like, those are things that we work on, and those are great habits to have. And I'm trying to get them. They think that 6-packs are cool, so everybody's like competing, and I'm like, guys, you're literally 4 or 6 and 8. Like, we don't, or 9, whatever you are. I don't even think any of them are that age, but it's fine. Teaching them, and it's not about that. It's just about longevity. Like, you guys the more you learn to take care of yourself, when they eat their daily vitamins, when they're having their daily shakes, and like figure out how to get shakes into your kids. If you aren't, a protein shake is like it's like a secret miracle drink for kids. You can put spinach and daily vitamins. If your kids don't even take vitamins in, you can put everything in there. They don't even need any food for the rest of the day. That's how I feel. I'm like, my kids eat like terrible, but they have a smoothie, and that smoothie gives them every single thing they will need. And that's all it, make it great. Doesn't even matter if you're into putting like chocolate milk in it. Just let's pretend, not chocolate milk, but like whatever, you need to use some chocolate. They don't know that the rest of it is so good for them. So figuring out how to do that is going to be huge. But make sure that's on your list, 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups. And then run, and then the mile, and they don't have to run it. They could walk it, or they could walk it, or whatever. But I think a mile is a very doable thing for a kid. And anyway, so back to Sunday, making sure that you have your weekly list, making sure that you have your, you're making your daily to-do lists, you're making a meal plan every Sunday. You're going, you get your groceries that you're going to need. I think the most important piece to enjoying summer is not seeing it as 100% vacation, but if anything, like an opportunity to really not be distracted by school and to allow some habits to get into your life that are going to help you and your family thrive. That's the cool part. I think that that's the piece to summer that really can be very connective for everybody. And then if you want to like put in, maybe some dates with each of your kids, like, you've got a little bit of extra time. So maybe you're doing like dad takes them in June. Everybody gets a date with dad in June, and then everybody gets it, and I get a date with everybody in July, and whatever. So stuff like that. Just being intentional, but also very specific with what you want to get done in the day. When you do that, you're going to see some really great success come from it. So that is all that I have for you in our summer scheduling webinar. Any questions about any of the things? I know it was a lot. No? Anything that you're going to put in that you're like, oh, that's for sure, I'm doing that.
I know for me with traveling for work, I like the idea about the chore list and then like the popsicle sticks. And then I'm thinking I'll have to just have my daughter send me like pictures, like, did you clean your room? Send me a
Yeah.
picture. And then
Oh,
you
yeah.
can, because I did get where I can control her phone wherever I'm at. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
No, I think that's great.
Yep.
I mean, that's the reality is if you got to travel and but your kids are home, then how can you like best help them succeed?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and even if you have to go to work or you're in your office in your home, here's your
Yeah.
list. I feel like it's all very durable if you're working, if you're not, if you're whatever you've got going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed.
Bailey is, so I homeschool her, and then I've got the two littles.
Mhm.
She's very much a list person. So like in the beginning of the day, I write out, okay, you've got your devotional, you've got your journal. We're going to start with this. This is what you have for math. This is what you have for the rest of it. And she loves just like crossing them suckers out every single day. So I didn't even think about doing that with like a chore chart type thing or the monthly, weekly, whatever. And then this one is starting to get obsessed with it too. And then the reading bingo. Like I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
I'll get that.
I think I'm going to do like 2 or 3 days of schooling throughout the summer.
I
So
would.
that
Yeah.
way we can just stick with that throughout the year.
Yeah.
I mean, because as an adult, you don't get a summer, like there's it's better to not have it built in my opinion, and just like actually live your life throughout the whole thing as opposed to having it completely shift once you're out of school. But anyways, sorry.
No, I think that's so important. I mean, the reality is none of us get like time off unless we go physically on vacation. But this isn't all that we do, in my opinion, if we let our kids just go nuts for a summer, is we're setting them up for complete failure come August. And I think at this point in the game, when you have little humans' minds to mold, it is our job. It's not their fault that they're not, yes, some of them have learning issues and learning, different, issues when it comes to doing certain things. But the reality is a lot of this stuff comes down to us. It comes down to what we can do for helping them, setting them up for success in all of the crazy things that we get to do in life, right? So, agreed. Awesome. Well, I will get this all to if you're not in the wellness organized wellness, what's my group called? Organized Health. There it is. Make sure you're in there. And then I'm actually going to start another chat in there, and it'll be Sunday scheduling, Sunday something, and it will just basically be like sharing your weekly schedule, just so another level of accountability to make sure that you're kind of getting ahead. So, because we all know that that will just help everything. So, all right, gals. Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate you all, and we'll see you, some of you tonight, and we'll see the rest of you in the socials. Okay, bye.